Mm, well, y'all, I'm not going to be on long today. I still don't feel fabulous. I'll be on for a little while. Let's see if anybody comes in. Well, my hair's a messy. Uh, um, Hi, y'all. Um, I got back to the cabin a couple days ago in the in the mid morning. Wow, 5 people. I guess I gotta stay on today, huh? Hi, Iris. Um, I'm real stuffy, but I've been sleeping and drinking hot drinks like crazy. So, I'm here for a few minutes. Um, Hopefully, my signal is good enough for y'all. Let's stick that up there. Yes, I'm at the cabin. Um, well, my hair's not that great. I saw a rat this morning outside, uh, up in the cat tree. I'm gonna have to burn some stuff and dismantle the cat houses that I've had in that tree. I also saw a couple in the wood pile that's inside the yard. You don't really want to keep that pile in the yard, so I'm going to plan to try to do something with that in the next couple of weeks while I'm in this location. I will be here a little short while because I told my therapist I would take a class. The class will be taking place down in St. John's once a week. And so I will have to be in this area for a little while. That does not mean that I am going to stay home at the cabin that much time. That just depends. Um, y'all know I love to be on the road. It is my favorite of things. Let's see, what else do you need to know this morning? I don't have much planned. So please, if you would like to ask questions, put a few uppercase Q's in front of your questions so I can be able to quickly see that there's questions. Um, Let me do what I can to discuss things you'd like to know about today. So please tell me what it is you'd like me to talk about. Uh, I, of course, have returned to the cabin with a different perspective, which is what I love about traveling. That you go away and you come back with a whole different uh, uh, ideas. Your ideas change when you travel. Um, Things that I left thinking, I don't know. I haven't really thought that much about the studio cabin. Um, while I've been gone, I've been, just dealing with whatever. Oh, I got here yesterday, and well, the day before yesterday, actually. But yesterday, I was out walking around the property, came back to the tracker, and there's a patch of paint on the tracker, maybe that big, a couple of handfuls, right? The paint just peeled right off the tracker and now it's flat metal. So I guess I got to work on painting the tracker. You come back and I also came back to find that there's a few spiders in the house, not horrible, but there are a few, and that they've had a lot of rain here because I can tell the way that the silt and the rain, the water has flowed through the property, and there was some water. It's common during monsoons when the rain comes from the south, it hits the back door straight on, which is not very good. But anyway, so some water got inside. It was all dried up, but it did come inside. So I'll be probably my initial reaction is that I'm going to have to do something about putting a roof over the back patio in order to protect that back door from rain and weather. I'm going to look it over again because Shane called, and in the kind of quick conversation we had, he said, "Will a storm door help that?" And I was like, "I don't know." So I'm going to, take a look at that. Obviously, not feeling fabulous. I'm better. I'm glad to be here where I can like take care of things a little better. Um, oh yeah, I heard about that storm gonna most likely hit Florida. And boy, Iris, are we glad you're not there. But I hope that your friends and family and who else are there are all as safe as possible. And wow, Nova Scotia, I have not seen the pictures, but I did notice that Lone Wolf 902, I think is what he's called. Ooh, I noticed that he got caught in the storm while he was camping and evidently had to leave his camping situation. I like to watch him. He's kind of a little bushcrafty, and I kind of like that. Yes, at a thrift store while I was in Colorado, I found these little blue glass. They look like flower pots, but they're little candle holders. That's their new home. That was cheap. It was like 50 cents for the two of them, and I just like cobalt blue glass, so that got to come here. And yeah, I burned little candles in them the other night. Carefully, there's curtains over the top, but I made sure there was enough space. Let's see. I bet. Did they already get hit, Iris? I didn't see that news yet. I've been kind of focusing on right here this morning. I noticed that some birds had been inside the garden space. It's not a true greenhouse because it's not enclosed. And I can't call it a grow house because that has to do with marijuana and I'm allergic and I don't do that. So, so that garden space, I did come back and there are plants growing. There's kale, some beet greens, rosemary, garlic chives. There's chives and stuff coming up in there, anyways. So that all looks pretty good, but there's been some birds in there. I need to finish getting that a little more protected from the elements. And I've been thinking I was gonna move the what's it called, the shower in there. I need to the way the water ran here, I need to remove my old shower room and because even my clothes, the pole for my clothesline was, leaning sideways. Some of my fencing around the yard was, had been blown a little bit. Wasn't bad. It wasn't down like in the past. But I need to fix some of those little things up. Thank you, Iris. Uh, so let me think. So there's, a couple of things to take care of here, but not as much. I would like to not have to spend much money here and just get a couple of things kind of taken care of that makes it more comfortable. I don't think I'll put I've been thinking about putting the shower in that garden room, but when I came back and I walked in and whatever, I was like, I'm not going to do that. It's a small enough space. It just needs to be plants for now. So I'm not going to do that. But I need to find a better place for outdoor showering at the property here, because sometimes, in the cold of winter, you know what? There are showers in St. John's for $5 at the laundromat. There's also showers at the RV park in St. John's. And if you go to Sholo, Arizona, Sholo's where I often go for Walmart, can go to Gallup, can go to Snowflake. But Sholo, the area where Walmart is across the street is Lowe's, Home Depot. There's all kinds of stuff right there. So they have an aquatic center, and I think it was $3 for a shower there. So, winter showering here is not a big thing. And I'm good with a bucket and a cup, or I have a little solar shower that helps me wash my hair. That's just a little easier for my hair. It's only 2.5 gallons, but whatever. And then I'm real good with, I'll just boil water and make a little pan of water, and I'll use a washcloth, put a towel on the floor, and get cleaned up. Whether you want to call that a PTA, my grandmother used to call it, whatever, right? Um, it is being clean. And then, I'm going to take my laundry to the laundromat when I need to do big amounts. I'll wash out just like I do when I'm traveling. I'll wash out underwear and bras and things like that, and just hang them. There is a clothesline here, but one of the poles for the clothesline is leaning pretty poorly. So I'll have to find a better place for a clothesline. But that's the details of coming home. I also came home to a couple of I don't like where something is. And because, in the vein of keeping things simple and not spending a lot of money or anything else, I am going to make a little change that will be just simple, make me feel better. And then I want to most likely define at least one of my campsites. I tried to do this years ago. That one campsite's very level, but if I start to define it as a place for someone to camp, then with like, I'd like you to be within these perimeters, then I don't have to be concerned about somebody doing things that I don't love. Like one year, somebody pulled their van way back in the, like I told them to go over in that area and park just like this, told them exactly how I wanted them there. And I go over to look an hour later, and they have backed into the trees and broken branches off of the trees, which are, I don't have that many big trees, so they kind of piss me off a little bit. And so now I will just put rope up and, make it now go camp over there inside that, because I don't want you somewhere else. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But, people just don't have the same ideas. Yes, mineral water. I'm drinking Pellegrino. And yes, it's a plastic bottle, but, it's hard to get the glass ones anymore. Mm. I had my coffee this morning. I made Black Rifle Company when I was at the last expo I taught at. Gave me a bag of coffee when I was leaving. The guy just tossed me one, so I had that. Yeah, disrespectful. But you know what? It's up to me to set the boundaries. So if I haven't set good boundaries, who's that on? That's on me. So I have somebody coming in about 4 days. And so I need to get over there. And even if I got to use the only paracord I have right now and make it obvious this is the campsite for you, I need to go do that. I'm feeling better today than I did yesterday. I've been sleeping ever since I got home. So, mm. And looking at my stuff and my process and taking everything out of the car, because I need to get car dried back out. It had rained nearly a week in Colorado recently, and I've got some new leak that got the carpet wet. And so that might be why I was more, stuffy. It might have gotten moldy or something. And so I'm making sure that gets to get dried out. And then I'll have to decide what I'm going to do with those things. Uh, for Mojave Bohemian, in case she's around this morning, I have not gone to my post office box yet. I'm waiting till Monday. I'll go down and do that. I'll stop by and see Stan. Stan's my mechanic. His wife passed away while I was gone. I will stop. I will see him. I'll check that out. I'll do laundry. I have some sleeping bags to wash where I've been like sweating and stuff. Uh, I don't think I've had a fever, but I've been on purpose making myself real hot to try to kill whatever bug has got me all stuffy. Um, I don't think I can walk around with a phone here at home right now because I've got you on the Wii boost in the cell phone signal so that it's as clear as I could get it. Coming inside, bringing the things in the house, not a hard process. That the tracker's only so big, so there's only so much stuff. That's not hard. I've missed some things while I've been gone. I really missed my Kelly kettle while I was out on the road. And I'm that much, tiny amount, annoyed with my being able to make 2 cups of coffee in the morning, not one, and keep it hot while I'm waiting to drink it. Right. So I think what I'm going to get is I've tried all kinds of stuff. Right. But I want to keep the weight. I have this other thing besides keeping it simple, silly, right? I also have this other thing that I kind of use in my decision making and all. And that is not only keeping it simple, but traveling light and often. And part of that has to do with, in the car, being able to keep my gas mileage as good as I can by having the things that are traveling in the car with me not heavy. And so I even when I chose my newest coffee mugs, I picked these Bowden. They're double walled coffee cups or whatever, or storage cups, and they have a lid. Anyways, they're double wall, and they have this little lid with a very nice O-ring on it. So you can actually use them to store things. Like when I came back, I put some monk fruit sweetener in one. Yeah, I went back to having stevia or monk fruit or something, and some goat milk, powdered goat's milk, because it's what I could get at Walmart while I was traveling in my coffee. In my coffee. Now this morning I drank black coffee because I made it the way I wanted to, and I had space and what. Sometimes we do these things, right? But anyways, these are Bowden cups, and they come in a smaller size and this size, and they have these nice little. You heard that? Did you hear that? Poof, poof. They seal really well. Anyway, so I've been drinking two cups like this of coffee in the morning. It's no big deal. But anyway, so this morning I made my coffee in a pour over method, which I don't love. I don't love pour over. One, you got to have coffee filters or something, or it's messy to wash, right? So you got to have coffee filters. Two, the process of pouring the water over the coffee into the coffee cup. By the time you get done, your coffee is cold. And I don't like cold coffee. I like really hot coffee. So, my process is on the road, and my processes here at the cabin are the same. And so I've always had this idea that it should be the same stuff that I travel with that I use at home. Because home, right, is where I am, not these the cabin. Although it's nice here, yes. And it's nice that if the weather was really bad, I could come inside, I could start a fire, I could be safe, I can keep myself from getting sick. Unless I'm already sick, and then it takes a little while to get well. Whatever, get over it, right? So I have some things I want to do to the tracker. Oh, I was talking about coffee before I get too distracted. So these are really lightweight, nice little coffee mugs, but they're a little rounded. And I found when I was in camp with my camp buddy Tom, now just FYI, I'm not dating Tom, but just FYI, Tom's really nice, okay? But Tom came from a family who owned a bar when he was young. And his afternoons, he wants to talk a lot, which is okay. But he drinks a lot of wine in the afternoons, and I don't love where the way that all happens. Whatever. But he's a safe, comfortable. I love his dog, and he's a pretty okay guy. So but while I was camping with him, I don't know how many times I would set my cup on the ground beside my chair, and somehow it would end up getting tipped over. It was always because it just is narrow at the bottom and a little tippy. So kind of looking for a replacement for those. And I want to make a bigger amount of coffee. So I'm thinking about getting a GSI coffee press, Java, it's called a Java press, in the 30-ounce size, which should be blue, might be charcoal gray, but should be blue. And it's similar to this, it's BPA plastic. And then it has a fabric cozy on the outside of it with a little fabric handle. The handle's not made to hold like a coffee mug. It's made that you put your hand inside like that and it won't like tip. But it's a little more flat, squatty. Oh, wait. I'm talking two different things I'm talking about right now. But the Java press, coffee press, is tall and insulated. Okay. Anyways, and it makes 30 ounces. And then they also make, so we're talking GSI, also makes infinity mugs. Well, they make a tall one, but they also make a squatty or short one. I'm going to get one of the squatty or short ones. It only comes in one color. I believe it's heather tan or something like that. Brownish heathers. Anyways. And so I'm going to go ahead and get one of those. It's $12. And I'm going to go ahead and get the GSI Java press in a 30-ounce size. That'll make me 2 cups of coffee in the morning. And I want to take my Kelly kettle back on the road with me. I missed it while I was gone. And I missed my thermal pot. I have a, can I remember? Tayama 5-quart thermal pot. I missed that. And the two things together let me, in the morning, make the hot water, cook the food for the day, depending on what I'm doing. And it keeps it hot. And anyways, I miss both things on the road. So those are going back on the road with me when I go out. And I will not buy second ones. There's no point. But that way I have those things with me. And if I feel like making a pot of soup or whatever, it'll stay hot all day long. And it's a thing. So those are going back out with me. I am really seriously considering leaving the refrigerator at the cabin. Uh, Mostly because until I have my solar setup installed somehow on the car itself in a way that makes it easier to use, it's not worth me trying to force it to work when it's too much trouble. Keep it simple. So I'm not going to be doing that. And I just noticed I have stuff on the back of the chair behind me. Let's see. I'm not using cast iron fry pans the same as I was, which is all fine. But I do need to work a little more with my flaxseed tortilla things because they're so much cheaper than buying a siete taco shells or siete well, they're not corn chips, grain-free tortilla chips and things like that. They're like $5 and $6 a bag, and that's too expensive for my little pocketbook. So I have not been able to get my hands on cassava flour right now, but flaxseed works, and flaxseed is really, really good and healthy for us as human beings. Um, it is the seeds from the plant that makes linen, and it's really good for us, anyways. It's a thing. So let's see. So I'll be working more on perfecting that while I'm here, probably trying to film it for you guys and get some of that stuff out. I have videos I have filmed. I need to clean up my Google online storage out on the cloud is really getting full. And I need to get those stories told that y'all want to just know about. I need to tell the stories about Costa Rica and get it over with because I'm done. I just want to travel more. I got a couple of things from Amazon. This is, I love how this Rani Indian food brand packaged basil seeds. Look at that. Isn't that great? And this is cardboard, so, I don't mind burning cardboard. But that way the bag didn't get poked open while it was being, shipped by UPS. Now, the roads here, I always have questions about the roads when I come back after monsoon season. The roads were fine. It's obvious there's been quite a monsoon season. The main two roads, one of them's in pretty good shape. They added more culverts. Am I saying the right word? Culverts. Yeah. Yeah, for under the road so that the water wouldn't like wash the road out. But the other road, they did not. But the work they did last year did help. But it's real obvious it helped that they had, done the crown on the road, and then kind of it had ditches, but it had, when I left, it had been a 2-lane road. But because of the way it was curved when all the water came down, it dug grooves in the sides, which are like, that were kind of like ditches. And now in places, that's 4 feet deep. And so I don't know how they're going to keep working on that. That road was 2 lanes. Now it's only back to 1. But it's obvious they had a lot of water. Okay, basil seeds. No, not to grow. This chia seeds are not good for us. In India and those other parts of the country where they call this chia seeds, okay? But it's not what we in America get as chia seeds. So I did a whole mess of research because every time I would eat chia seeds, I would get a stomach ache and I would cramp really bad. And then I would start to have these mucusy, yucky bathroom habits. And so I would be like, there's something not right. So I did a whole mess of research. Come to find out, it's holy basil seeds is what's the thing that's good for us. And holy basil seeds, and in fact, this company, I don't know if you could see this, Tukmaria seeds. This is the stuff that's better for us. Now, there is a lady here in the United States that started a company to bring like the best quality seeds she could get here. And she started a business, and I think she's calling them Zen Holy Basil Seeds or something like that. But they're so expensive, I can't afford them. So I did a whole mess of research, found out about her a while back. Anyways, and then found that if I bought this brand, this bag is 14 ounces. It's not a pound, but I think it was $10. And I can buy it with my EBT card. So, thank you to the world of EBT and me still having a few dollars. I get $40 a month in EBT. So, this I'll be using like chia seeds in that I can use coconut milk or goat milk, and I can make like a chia seed pudding and things like that nature that would I should be fine with these. So I will be testing to make sure I'm not having some allergic reaction to them or something. But that's what this is about, is another food source. I also, okay, because I'm showing you showing you what I just got on Amazon. I also got myself a Sawyer gravity feed. I bought this. Now, just know, I do have an Amazon store, but for some reason I've never gotten paid by Amazon. I don't know. I don't understand why, but whatever. Because I know some of you guys try to buy things through my Amazon links, but I've never gotten paid. Don't know why. Anyway, this I bought with my own money. All these things I'm showing you today, I bought with my own money, okay? And you know that I had tried to get the Sawyer system while I was gone. And I bought one at Walmart, and it was about $40. And then I got stuck urban camping and couldn't afford, I had never opened the box. So I took it back to Walmart because I needed the money. Well, anyway, so then I checked on Amazon, and this was only $25. So it's the Sawyer 1 gallon gravity feed system. And I had bought a new tarp as well, which I'll show you in a minute. And the tarp came in this little bag. So I stuck this stuff in the bag. This is what was in the box. So it comes with a 1 gallon, and these bags are not known for like holding up really well, but whatever. 1 gallon wide mouth. It's a dirty water bottle. Okay. And see how it has a corner thingy with a screw. I will be able to plant and grow my own basil seeds, yes. But for right now, I wanted to try them and go through that process. So back to the water filter. And then, it comes with this little Ziploc bag with all the accessories are in the bag. And what you're looking at is the hose for using it as a gravity water, connectors, more connectors, the plunger, which is like a big syringe thing, and the actual filter itself. This is so you can clean the filter after the plunger thing, syringe plunger thing, is so you can clean the filter after you filter water. So these are the parts that are inside that Sawyer gravity water system box when I first got it, but I've repackaged it into something so that I can carry it in the car. And then this is the box that's I'm going to burn the box in my burn barrel. But basically what you do is you put dirty water in this bag, and then you screw the filter and the hose on the bottom. You hang it up or lay it flat on the top of your car, but anyways, high enough. And then you put the other end down into a clean water jug, and that will filter water for you. And so, and FYI, on Amazon, they're $25 right now. So that was a whole lot cheaper. So that's why I got that. Need replacement. They need replacement after you, let me see, can filter up to 100,000 gallons of water. Has a 0.1 micron absolute hollow fiber membrane filter. Removes 99.999999999% of bacteria, protozoa, and cysts. So, and it only weighs 8 ounces, and it is the gallon one. So, yeah. And it also said on the front, removes 100% microplastics. That's kind of cool. But you know, when you go to put dirty water into a water filtration bag, you filter out, like if it's yucky water and it has leaves and pine needles and stuff in it, you pour it through like a coffee filter or a bandana first, so you're not putting all that crap down in there. And then you're just filtering out the water itself. I don't know how much you guys know about water filters, but that's, and I already knew some things about Sawyer filters. And so I bought this. I wanted one in my car. While I was gone, I was camped near streams and things in Idaho and Colorado. Can't remember. No, in Oregon, the water sources, there was a well when I was sick that one time, and I paid for that. I paid $3 a night for that campsite. There was a well, and I was with a hand pump, so I was able to do that. But so after you've filtered, what did it say? 100,000 gallons of water, then you would buy a new a new, how do I show you? A new mini filter piece. That's all you would have to buy, is that piece. And after you've, filtered dirty water through this particular bag, then you clean this bag. You can use a couple of drops of Clorox. There's a couple of different ways to clean that bag. But it's your dirty water bag. So there's only so much you're going to do. And then you're going to let it air dry with the lid off. And then once it's dry, so because you don't want it to stink in the car or anything like that. What else do I tell you? So I had bought that. I bought myself new shoes. Okay. This is what my shoes look like after 2 years. They're ripped. The insides are ripped. Anyways, I bought myself a new pair of shoes, and they're charcoal, so that looks better. I also got myself a new pair of pants. Last month I bought a pair of capris at Walmart, and this month I bought a pair of long, narrow leg but long pants. And I'll buy another pair because I need some more pants. And then what else did I get in this box? So this is showing you all the stuff that the UPS guy got delivered to me. Even though the roads were a little sketchy during monsoons, I also got myself a new tarp. And I only opened this a little bit. I'm not going to open it all the way up. You'll get to see this later. I really was hoping that side roads awning from Kelty was going to fit my car, and it doesn't. And what doesn't fit is it has tent poles that crisscross. Oh wow, that's a great picture for you. It has tent poles that crisscross. And so the corners at the top are 6 feet wide. Well, the back of my car is 42 inches at the top. It's narrower at the top. And the side of my car is, I think it was 46 inches, not wide enough. So the thing hung down and was all wonky. I couldn't make it work. I tried. So so I'm back to regular old awnings and finding ways to put them up until I can develop whatever I'm going to do. I can't really afford a custom made dragonfly tarp. That would be lovely, but they're very expensive. They're lovely. But I may use some of their, I've been thinking about how I could use the old awning channel. It's like a little C channel, and install it along the top and this across the back of the car and along the top of my removable roof, so that I could thread in an awning onto that thing and get myself some dry space when it's really raining. I'm not at that stage yet. So basically, this awning is larger than the little blue hiker tarps. This is aluminum tent stakes. They're red and paracord, green paracord in that real bright green. And I got gray because it kind of matches the car. And I'm going to show you only this much because I don't really want to open it up right now. But there are these. I thought I was only getting loops, but they have stitched in these nice loops with they're plastic, but they're like grommet holes. Can you see that? I think you can see that. Anyways, I hope you could see that. And then it's I'll open this much too, because if you could see, they've also stitched them into some seams so that I'll have more options. And if nothing else, at least I can get my hammock hung between trees, and it would be big enough to not let my hammock get wet. Which, when I wasn't feeling good in Colorado, I hung in the hammock a lot in that little grove of aspens I was in. But my tarp was not wide enough, large enough to keep it when it rained. I couldn't sleep in there in the rain. During the day when I was napping and things, if I heard the raindrops start, I had to go back to the car because it was just not enough protection from the weather. So I don't remember exactly what size this tarp is. I'm thinking it was an 8 by 10 or something like that. But anyways, it is gold armor. It was not much. It was like, say it was $25. I could be off on that, but that's close. All right, let's see what y'all have been saying because I saw some things. Okay, it didn't. Punch it again. There we go. Through Amazon, I need to invest in warm clothing for this winter. I'll have to give up sandals as well. But yeah, yes, I got my shoes through Amazon. You have developed a method to track water usage. I can't even do it with my Brita at home. Great investment. Walmart here wants for a gallon of spring water. Yes, exactly. That's another reason why I did this. I forget to take my jugs into Walmart when I'm going and stuff like that. Wow, that's a lot. Mary, what was a lot? Oh, a lot of filtering of water. Yes. I wonder if you could. Thank you for research. Me too on the chia bellyache. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, chia bellyache's ugly. Evidently, they have a lot of lectins, which is a thing. Whatever. Okay, so I think I hit those questions. What else? I don't know what I'm doing with this yet. This was too pretty to leave at a thrift store when I found it. I did not pay $1.25. It's marked $1.25 on the bottom, but it was half price senior day, so I got it for not not Goodwill. I don't really love Goodwill, no offense to anybody, but I don't think enough of their money goes to the people they're trying to help. But anyway, it was at a private little thrift store, and I paid 75 cents for it. And it's just too pretty. And yes, it is an Ayurvedic um, sing, single wall um, water bottle. And I need to learn how to clean it. It needs to be cleaned, but it's too pretty. And we no longer have copper pipes in our houses. And so it wouldn't hurt for me to use it for drinking water, but I'm not sure yet. So I have it. It just was too pretty, so I bought it. Sometimes a few things come home that way. I say come home or travel with me. Uh, okay, how am I doing this? Get another drink. Um, I also stopped at Walmart on the way home and got bird seed for the birds. I bought the pack of 8. I think it's 8 suet in a big pack. It's like $8 or something. So I brought home one of those because the birds here, when they see my car coming, they start hunting for where's the bird food. So so I already have some of that hanging up. Uh, I don't know, but I almost bought a an adapter for my class 1 trailer hitch. My class 1 trailer hitch on the tracker is a 1.25 inch receiver, not a 2 inch receiver. So they make adapters to turn that, that's the 1.25 inch goes in the car, and then it's about that long, and then it's a 2 inch receiver hitch, so you can put stuff on. Well, I almost bought one. I stopped at Harbor Freight on the way home. They had been about $11 or $12 on sale and 15 or 16, in the store on a regular price. Well, when I got to Gallup, they were regular price and they've gone up. So it was about $17, $18. I was like, yeah, I don't feel like doing that right now. And I picked it up and held it in my hand and went, crap, that thing's heavy. So I think I was just kind of I don't know about, I'm really wondering about using a hitch haul basket again on the back of the tracker so that I have more space right inside. Um, and yet at the same time, do I do that or do I not do that? Right. And is it worth the $20 investment and an adapter? I don't know right now. See, years ago, I designed a way to take the hitch haul basket. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, it's a hitch mounted storage basket. I don't like the flat ones that are for class 3 and 5 trailer hitches. Those flat ones, or the ones that fold up against the car or fold up this way or whatever they do, they're so low to the ground that most people that have them, they go over a dip in a dirt road and the basket hits the dirt. I don't like that. So at Harbor Freight, for years, they've been selling an ATV 2 inch receiver hitch basket, cargo basket for your hitch. And I've bought more than one of those. I've had them more than one. And I have one here that's outside leaning against a tree. And I put the $25 light kit on it, so it has brake lights and turn signals and stuff. just because I wanted to. It was on one of my last vehicles. I think it was on the. I had it on the Cherokee, but I also had one prior to that on many of my other vehicles. Anyways. And those steel ones at Harbor Freight are right around $50. Not a bad price, actually. And then with a $25 light kit, it's not a bad price. That's reasonable to have some extra storage outside. They're made for ATVs, so they're not made to carry as heavy a load. They're made to carry 300 pounds only. The basket itself is rated for 300 pounds. But it's a little smaller than those big flat ones. And because it's made for an ATV, this is the stem part that goes into the hole on your car, right? Which is a 2-inch stem. Goes into a 2-inch receiver hitch. This is the back of your car, say. And so, but then it comes out a little ways and then it goes up and up. And then it's the basket. So it's already got a riser on it. So when it's not the lowest thing on your car. Hi. Oh, Catherine and Oliver. Say hi to Oliver. So because it goes like this and then steps up and up, it's already not the lowest thing on your car. So when you go through a dip in a dirt road, it doesn't hardly ever hit. And so I like those better. Doesn't hold as much stuff. But a long time ago, I designed a whole kitchen around that basket. And so the whole kitchen would be on the basket itself. And I was going to put fold down kickstand adjustable legs that go click, 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 click. So that in camp, you come to a camp and you want to leave something in your campsite, you click, 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 and drop your kitchen, put your lock and pin in it so nobody can drive away with it. And it can be at the right height and you don't have to unpack it. And I thought this was a great idea. Anyways, nobody has been able to help me like put this into practice and actually make this thing work. And I've been thinking about how I'm not totally annoyed with my car. I really don't have too much stuff in my car. I just don't like the way it's like all panning out right now as far as how I travel with everything. And so it kind of been like, I wonder if I should do that on the tracker, because I have a vintage Higgins, not in great shape, but a Higgins aluminum cooler that could hold my thermal pot and my Kelly kettle and a couple of, some of my kitchen things could go in that, and it could be outside the car. And I was thinking, yeah, that's actually a really good idea to do that again. And then, have some flat pack water containers that, not the Coleman style ones, not the Reliant style ones. I can't think of the name. There's a company name that makes these flat, nearly similar to the bag that came with my Sawyer filter. But anyways, they fold absolutely flat, but they're really heavy duty water bags. And you can get things like a pump for them or, spigots, and they come in, partial, half gallon, 5 gallon, 3 gallon, big. They're industrial anyway. And they're not horribly expensive. And I thought, yeah, if I had a few of those 3-gallon ones inside that container with my other kitchen things that I've missed while I was gone, this would be really nice on the outside back of the car. But when I look at the weight of the adapter, then the weight of the steel hitch haul. Now, the one I have, I think it's 40 pounds. I don't know if it's that much. It might be 30 pounds. And then the adapter, and I'm like, well, okay, I own a class 1 trailer hitch is only rated for 200 pounds. And so already, if I've got 40, 45 pounds just in the stuff, that's without putting anything on it. I'm kind of limiting how much I can put back there. So I don't know if that's the best way to go. I'm really trying to consider before I spend any money on it. But my other idea of making the platform in the back of the car with my slide out recovery um, uh, tracks and using that for work surface, that's all good ideas. And that's stuff that's inside the back of the car, and I don't need to move it to get in the back. And it's a really good idea. To do that, I've got to spend money on what's called 80-20 extrusion. It's aluminum and it's aluminum stuff and it has grooves in it, and you can slide accessories in or you can slide plywood in. And so you could build a platform out of it, and that would be the structure, is this lightweight aluminum would be the frame. And I remeasured it, and I actually have 6 inches tall in underneath what I'm needing to. What a beautiful bird. I believe that is, isn't that a chickadee? We don't get many chickadees here. It might be a nuthatch, but I think it's chickadee. He's pretty. Ooh, we'll feed them. He just came close to the window. Yes, the windows are right in front of me. You guys are near the windows. So anyway, so it's this 80-20 extrusion. And the platform in the back for me to kind of fill in and sleep on top of, kind of, sort of, can be 6 inches tall by 21 inches long by the 40 inches from side to side in the back. And so then everything's inside the car. It's just a matter of where do I put the Kelly kettle? Where do I put if I'm not taking the refrigerator, yeah, there's that much space, but is that the best way? Some days, trying to figure out, is that the best way to handle that situation and this other thing? And finding the leak inside, I'm not quite sure what's leaking, so I can keep things as dry as possible. And nothing except for the carpet got wet, but wet carpet, that carpet is so embedded with dog and cat hair that's sketchy for me anyways. But I've been feeling pretty good, so. Okay, I don't know what else to talk about. Who would like me to talk about what? Don't forget, please, to maintain your vehicles before you're doing whatever you're doing. Do your monthly maintenance things. Water is, 8 pounds a gallon. Yeah, the 8 pounds a gallon, water is actually 8.3 pounds per gallon. And so some of my water I'm trying to not carry with me every minute of every day. I don't need 5 gallons of water in a few days. Over a week's time, over 2 weeks' time, yes, I do. But if I'm going to be camping in, like, for example, in Colorado near a water source, I don't need to carry that water. I can just take the water filter and I can process the water in camp. That solves part of that problem, or part of that weight issue. Of course, I can carry, 3 gallons of drinking water easily. But I can filter my water too. Plus, my Kelly kettle, if it's cold out, I can boil water, and that will what's the word? That will create safe that will create safe drinking water as well by boiling it. So having my Kelly kettle with me will help me. I've wondered if, see, I have a base camp Kelly kettle. It makes what, 50 ounces, a liter and a half, 2 liters of hot water, boiling hot water, really quickly. Plus, it'll, like, it's a rocket stove too. You just have to make sure water's in it before you start cooking, because the minute that air gets pulled up through the fire pan and shoots out the top, if you put a pot on top, it'll cook stuff, but it'll also boil the water so fast you don't want to boil it dry. So, oh, hey, C Dubs. I just saw Shane just sent me a private message saying he missed the thing, but what? Anyways, what is a Kelly kettle? Oh, a Kelly kettle is a storm kettle created in the 1800s by a family in Scotland, I believe. They were fisher people, and they needed to be able to make hot drinks and oatmeal easily. Now, I can't eat oatmeal. Uh, Oats react in my body just like it was gluten, so I can't do that. So, a Kelly kettle is basically, there's 3 different sizes. So it's basically a round, tall kettle, and up through the middle is a chimney. And so it has a fire bowl, and you build a fire inside the fire bowl, put the kettle of water on top, and the fire from the fire bowl, you point the hole that is the like a feed hole in the fire bowl, point it toward the wind, and the wind goes in that hole, hits the fire, goes up through the chimney, and it heats all the water faster. So really super quick. In fact, there's a couple of people online that have done tests with a Kelly kettle against a jet boil, and the Kelly kettle boils water faster. So, and it has a pot stand that fits on top of the chimney part of the pot that you can also cook on. So, like, if you're trying to, boil oatmeal or heat soup or poach a couple eggs, boil chili with a couple of eggs inside the chili, put the pot on top of the fire when you first have cold water in the kettle, start the fire, put the pot on top, because as soon as that fire goes, your food's cooking. And so, yeah, you don't want that pot of water to ever boil dry, because there are stories out there about people's boil and dry, and the seams will loosen, and especially the newer stainless steel ones. My new one's stainless steel because I don't want to be around aluminum with the health issues I've had. So, but those seams, if you let it boil dry, can spread open, and then it leaks, and you have to buy a new one, and they're $100 ish. So yeah. I haven't had super success with the Kelly kettle, and it now comes with a hobo stove. I haven't had a lot of success with making my hobo stove part work with charcoal. That's something I've tried to work on because charcoal's cheap, and you can make charcoal easily yourself. And so often when you show up at a campsite and there's chunks of old wood sitting there, it's already charcoal. And if I could make that work, why buy stuff, right? Yeah, I'm thrifty. Um, but if I could make that hobo stove part of it work better with charcoal, that would be a wonderful thing, but whatever. Um, the old cob kitchens or cob grills are wonderful. They work with charcoal, and the company did uh, take cues from people who had Kelly kettles and used them with their cob grills. And they now have a whole cob kitchen that includes a wok pan that fits, a pizza stone, and a Kelly kettle specific to their grills so that you can use the charcoal and that same style kettle to make hot water fast in camp. That's a nice piece of kit if somebody can afford one. I keep watching for a used one for sale on things. I keep watching for that. So, hi, Bonnie. Okay, so uh, if the cob kitchen was not big to carry, that would be a nice thing to have. But you can't really burn wood in it. And I need my stuff to be as compact as possible. So I've thought about having a smaller Kelly kettle, but I'm not spending any more money. I have a base camp. And I love having a nice hot washcloth in the morning, and so the Java press that I'm gonna get's a 30 ounce. When I boil the water in the Kelly kettle, it'll make the size I have will make 50 ounces. So I'll have plenty for washing up in the morning or doing something else with it. So I don't know, but I'm going to practice a little while I'm here because I will be here a few weeks because I'm attending a class through my therapist office. Um, and I already signed up for the first class, isn't until the third. And so that's that much. Who else has questions? Please let me know what you want me to talk about. I am, since I got home, I'm like, yeah, I remember that stove that I left home. There was a reason why I left it home. Some of these things I will be getting rid of a little at a time because I don't need them anymore. But being back, I am so happy on the road, people. I just want to be back on the road all the time. And so, I'm here for a stopover. If I wasn't taking a class, I wouldn't be here very long. But I'm sure that I will go camping even from here. Um, let's see. I see. Can we be camping together mid-November? I'd really like to see all of this. Yes, Catherine and Oliver. I would love to meet Oliver. By the way, I have asked one of our local people to who rescues dogs to they've actually sent me an application. I'm kind of like looking for a companion. I need to go. I love Tika, Tom's dog that I've been near, but Tom's dog is half wolf, and I'm very allergic to her hair, but we get along super well. And she thinks I'm part of the family. It's obvious before I left, she's like guarding my car, and she heard me coughing, and she would come to the open door and check on me and things like that. So, but I have asked one of the local rescues to please really look for me some kind of dog that I'm not allergic to. And of course, I do really well with terrier breeds, and I've had Yorkies, but terrier breeds. Would love a Westie, but I can't imagine a Westie just showing up in my life. Not afraid, not having a problem with it. Yeah, if it showed up, let's go. But yeah, I don't know, whatever. So, there'll be a little bit of already, like when I made my coffee, I've tried all six different ways that I've got here, and I'm like, yeah, I just want enough coffee, so I've made it once this morning, and I don't want to make any more. And so I don't want to make, six separate cups or whatever. Yeah, so I'm just going to spend the money on the GSI Java Press, and I'm going to probably order myself one of the GSI Infinity mugs, but the little short one that's the heather brown. And then I've got a chair that I really have been enjoying in camp. It's a little bit straighter backed. I miss I had a GCI uh, fire pit rocker. That I miss. That has been one of my favorite of all the lawn chairs that I've had. But I also need, I need to be careful of the space inside the car. And I don't know how I could get a GCI rocker inside my car. There's no way. So that would be something that would get carried on the outside if it was possible. My friend Darren knows that I'm home now. He will be shipping my labels, decals for the car. My decals will have my, YouTube label and SimplyLesa. That's going to be on the outside of my car. But of course, with this peeling paint thing that happened in the last 2 days, I got to do something about the paint job before I put the decals on. But they'll be on, and then I will have a few SimplyLesa logo decal stickers that will be available. I'm not sure how I'm handling those right now, but I will have those. Catherine, a question for you and people near you. Kind of, where are you guys at right now? Because I would be willing to camp away from home October 8th through 18. But I need to be close to home because of the class. So if some of you would like to camp near me, October 8th through the 18th-ish. I need to look that up, but the calendar for right now is actually in the phone. And I'm filming with the phone. But I would camp within an hour of where I'm at. I already had kind of thought about going up to the Greer area because that's not far from home, and I still have that class. And Greer's lovely. It will be not. It shouldn't be cold, but it shouldn't be like super warm either. So you'd have to make sure you have your clothes, right? But if you guys would like to camp with me around that October 8th to 18th time, send me an email. Y'all know my email is simplylesa@gmail.com. Send me an email, and in the subject line, put live in all caps - October camp. Okay? And then Catherine, just as I just read your message, and just as to answer that quickly, November is too soon to be in Quartzsite in Ehrenberg. Uh, I do not even go to um, Havasu. I will not go to Havasu until after Thanksgiving. It's too hot still. I have been in Havasu Thanksgiving Day and had it be 95 degrees, and I'm not doing that. So my opinion is that until it's after Thanksgiving, it's not worth going very far south. But any time between Thanksgiving and early December, if I want to miss the snow, that's when I start to move. Be around Aho mid-November. Okay. I want to get over near the Tucson, Ajo area this winter as well. I don't know that area very well. I have been there before, but I just don't know it that well. But I'm also planning to be in Baja if all goes well this winter. So I have details to figure out. Oh, are they doing well in the desert? I haven't had notifications from Discord in so long or from anybody in that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm out of the loop. So, yeah, I'm kind of out of the loop. Um, Anything else? I'm going to be working on simplifying all my kitchen things because y'all know I can be a stove geek and I can be because I'm allergic to propane. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of a stove geek and a cooking geek, but I'm tired of too many things and too many choices. And but I've been testing things for a while. So I'm going to be getting rid of things that don't work and bringing back things like my Kelly Kettle that do work. And I don't really need the cast iron. My body has plenty of iron in it. So I don't need that as much. Plus the fact that it's a pain in the neck to clean, and it's also heavier to carry. So why I love enamel stuff. Always have. Enamel is actually glass on steel. You would recognize, like, for example, an enamel plate. I refuse to buy enamel plates that have the metal ring around them. The metal ring comes off, and plates are so inexpensive when you can find them. I don't do that. I don't think I've ever paid more than $1 a plate. I might have paid $3 for a 6-inch bowl or a 7-inch bowl, but I won't pay more than $1 for a plate. It would have to be special for me to pay more. So the other day on my way home, I stopped. Hi, TJ. I stopped the other day at Gallup's Walmart. Look what they had. It's called a chocolatiera. Okay? It was $5. I love these. They're easy to wash. Don't burn stuff in the bottom of them is the key, right? But like I'll put olive oil in the bottom and onions, but of course I believe in having quite a bit of olive oil in your diet and good olive oil. I buy good olive oil. I buy this stuff. At Walmart, it's like $12. If I buy one of these a month, that's okay with me. But I'll put a couple of good, healthy tablespoons of oil in the bottom with onions and let it get hot. There's no reason for that to burn. And especially if I'm using, which is common for me to do, if I'm using sterno cans. After the first time a sterno can's been burnt, it's you could cook in that thing. This thing's made for cooking in. It was in Gallup, New Mexico. There are lots of enamel things available all over the place, okay? And this was from Walmart. It was in the section with the Imusa, like Mexican stuff. I don't remember what brand name the label was on this one, but it was called a chocolatera. It was for, and they were labeling it because this would have been a common way to make hot chocolate. Okay. But I also picked up this one, was also $5, little tiny one. Okay. This is a silicone lid that I've had a long time. I did not pay the price they obviously go for. They're pretty, whatever. But so this one I boiled water in this morning. The handle's a little awkward, and you have to have a hot mat. You'll burn your hand when this gets hot. But anyways, I boiled my water on sterno this morning. Okay, on cheap sterno from Family Dollar. It doesn't last as long as like sterno does, but and I used this lid anyway. But this big one, these were both the same price. But in Gallup, there's a lot of native people and a lot of people from Mexico, and so they still use these, and they're made for cooking in. Yes, you can cook in these things. And that lid, I'm showing you these. That lid fits both of them. Look. So you can make soup in. I made turkey soup in this yesterday. I wanted broth so bad, and so I just did turkey broth. Yeah. So yes, over sterno. Yeah. So okay. Now, when I'm talking cheap sterno, this is the cheap stuff from Family Dollar. It's $1 a can. But if I'm cooking like I did the other day, one of these cans is not going to last all day long. Like when I want the soup on so I can drink hot broth all day long, that this can will last most of the day. So the lid is a silicone lid. They come in all different kinds of, you can get them that look like daisies and whatever. Red teapot on my wood stove. I love that red teapot. I bought it for the wood stove. Both of those look like, okay, but for warming a can of soup, the little dark pot, I don't do many cans of soup, but this pot is the size of it. It is a can of soup would probably fill it about halfway. So, or a can of chili, right, would be about halfway. So you could add stuff to it. But this is a pretty big, I don't know, it's a pretty big mug thing. But anyways, yes, it's a good, and they wash up good. Just don't scratch them with scrubbers. Don't use scrubbies. Cutest little red teapot. Yeah, my little red teapot is, let's see, over butane. Yes, you can use them on butane. Looks nice, but isn't space at a premium. What do you mean? Which space is at a premium? I didn't catch that. These plates. What did you say about the plates? You can cook in these plates over a flame. They're hot. You don't want to, you'd burn your hands, but you could. That's why, in history, the The plates make great lids on top of all kinds of pots. I use those plates for lids, as long as they don't have the freaking metal ring around them. Those metal rings come loose. My tea kettle, wait, this tea kettle I bought for this wood stove. This is again GSI. They don't sell this one anymore. I wanted the handle to not be the bendy, hinged thing. And it holds a half a gallon of water. And in the winter, when I was here last winter stuck without the car, I just kept this full of water on the stove all the time. And that way it never got super dry in here. But enamel, just don't use scrubby pads on it. Try not to burn stuff in it. Yes, you can use them on butane. But keep your heat a little on the lower side, and you can do almost anything you want to do with all kinds of things. Little red teapot, yes. I would think you would favor smaller pots. I often do. Why do I prefer enamel to stainless steel? Well, for one, it doesn't it's easier to clean. Let's see. Okay, so enamel's easier to clean. I tend to make a lot more soups. 12 inches. Yeah. Because I learned a long time ago, I tend to get dehydrated pretty easily. And then I will start the whole fainting crap. And so I learned a long time ago that if I'm struggling to drink water, there's one way around it. Make all my meals soupy. So, hey, Janet. So a lot of my meals, when I make them, they're more soup-like than they are other things. I bought that big new enamel cup thing, the Chocolatera one, because it was too cool to let it sit in the store. And that may stay right here at the cabin for when I come back. Love it. But part of the issue with it is the handle won't smush. Excuse me. I don't really miss plates and bowls and things of that nature when I'm gone, okay? When I'm traveling. I don't miss those things. I do, however, really want to be like other people. I can't eat corn chips and I can't eat tortillas. And so I have to make my own. And so because of that, yes, if I were to scratch this is a comal. This is Imusa. Let me show you Imusa. Anyways, this is a 9-inch comal. This is a griddle, basically, but it is nonstick. If I was to scratch the surface, I would throw this away, take it to a thrift store, whatever, but throw it away, and I would get a new one. But this is so that I can make my own tortilla flatbread thing while I'm gone. When I put these directly over fires. I use them on sterno. I've used them on my alcohol stoves. I've, done all kinds of things with these. I just replace them when I scratch the surface. So, let's see. I will only eat Amy's black bean chili because Amy's brand chilies are pressure cooked, which kills the lectins in the beans. And then I don't have as much trouble with those. So if I was to heat food, that's about all I heat. Most everything else I'm cooking myself. Um, my old standby had been to make salmon chowder with sweet potatoes on Sundays. I don't know that I'm going to do that today, but it is my old standby. I recently found out that when I'm making that flax bread stuff, that if I make it a little thicker and let it cook for a while, right? Sometimes I'll put something over it and put like a lid on it or something. But if I cook that flaxseed a little thicker and I put everything but the bagel seasoning in it, oh, good Lord, it feels like a bagel. And then I found that I think I have some, hang on, that this goat cheese from Walmart, this is the big one that's $5. I usually only buy the little one that's like $2.60 or whatever it is. But this is like cream cheese. Talk about cream cheese and lox, or cream cheese, on a bagel. That's what it feels like. And so that's an awful nice thing to do on a Sunday morning for me. Although when I'm talking to you guys, sometimes I don't do that extra thing. It's not that hard to do. It's just depends on my mood, right? But the flax bread things that I make, you can only cook them about maybe 3 days ahead. You can't make a week's worth and hang on to them. They don't freeze. You just gotta, you cook it, you eat it, more or less. So I do that when I can. But like I said, that big mug, I'm probably not taking that with me on the road. But I like enamel. If I could have removable handle enamel pans on the road, wouldn't that be a lovely thing? But I don't see how I can do that. So I found myself a lot on this trip using aluminum foil with parchment paper inside and doing a lot of what some people call hobo meals in the fire. Just cut up my stuff, parchment paper, drizzle it with olive oil, put the stuff in the thing, and then, and then throw that in on the side of the fire. Listen for it to go. You can hear the sizzle of the food in the oil, flip it over a few times. I know how to smell when it's done. This Comal, Comel, Comal, it is from Walmart in the Imusa, IMUSA section of the pots and pans. It's like where the Mexican pots and pans are. Okay, not every single Walmart has a very large section, but probably I'm thinking this was about $5 too. Okay, we're not talking expensive things. Okay, well, because I keep it simple. But that big chocolatera, that was in Walmart. I was like, yeah, who? Now, I know a couple other stores in Gallup that when you go in, they have a whole section of enamelware. And I'm like, yeah, you can put enamelware on a campfire. And yeah, the bottom will get black, but before you put it on the campfire, if you rub a little tiny bit of dish soap on it while it, before you put anything in it, and then that's the part you put on the fire, that'll wash off real easy. It's, I have coffee boilers out back, that when I have company, I'll make a half gallon of coffee. I used to have a 2-gallon one, but I got pissed off with people. When I get pissed off with people treating me bad and not having much respect for me and my things, I just sometimes get rid of them. Now that I have the cabin, I don't, because it's like, I'll just leave that home. And if you come to visit me, then we'll talk about using it. But I'm not doing it out in, there's some things I will not do out in the world because I'm not taking that out and have you disrespect me like y'all have. Not you specifically, but some people have. And you don't get to do that to me anymore. So I'm just not bringing this crap with me. So, This isn't tasting so good to me this morning, but I know I need to drink, so I am. Yeah, I get, sometimes my taste buds, just like y'all, sometimes my taste buds get wonky and I don't want that thing anymore and I'm tired or whatever. But I'm working on the boundaries things. I have been working on that for quite a while, but I think I'm better. Um, yeah, I don't like iced tea. So, hey, if it works for you, go for it. I just know me, and I often so for example, when I said in the enamel, right, like in one of these pots, if you put a couple of good healthy tablespoons of oil and then you put some onions and garlic and stuff in there, right, then um, you put some larger chunks of vegetable or meat or something, and then once you've added that, right, and it's already had the chance to like cool it down a little bit, and important that whatever you've added has cooled the oil down, then you can add water a little at a time and then it becomes more liquidy. And so that way you're not cracking the pan or whatever. There's not much of a learning curve to enamel, really. There's not. And it's so simple to clean. Just you know don't make your life hard. Don't get a whole mess of stuff stuck to the bottom. And if you do, boil it off. Put some water in there and boil it until it softens up, and then scrape it out with a scrape it out with a little plastic thingy made for scraping dishes. This is an MSR. It says it on it somewhere, but you probably can't see it. It's an MSR dishwasher brush scrubby thing. And you scrub with the edges, scrape the stuff off and then scrub it a little with this, a little Dr. Bronner's soap, a little something, whatever. Anyways, this, yes, take this. This is worth taking. Doesn't weigh anything. Take it with you. But I hardly ever even use plates and stuff. I eat food out of my hand. I eat out of a pot. I've been considering, but I don't think I'm going to do it. But I've been considering when I build the platform part in the back of the car, if I choose to go that direction, then I've been considering getting but they're too expensive. See, that's why I haven't done it. But I've been considering getting the one Sea to Summit silicone pot that has anodized aluminum on the bottom. It is not my favorite, but it's not the same, whatever. And the one fry pan from Sea to Summit that's thin and it has the silicone handles on it. To have the one pot, the one fry pan, and the silicone kettle, because it would fold flat and go inside that system better. But I already have these things and they don't cost me any money, and I don't want to pay $50 for another set of pots when I'm so tired of them just not working. So why do that? So I might not. It's stuff that runs through my head like, oh, that would be cool. I could do that. And then I'm like, yeah, it would be cool for somebody, but why? When I need this for making my flax bread things every 3 days. And when it gets scratched up, so throw it away and buy another one, you know? Yeah, I have been using, oh, I forgot the bag is in here. Because I brought it in from the car, right? So the whole time I've been gone, this has been my cook and eat pot. Yes, it's been on campfires. It's been in all kinds of situations. It's titanium. Okay? It weighs like nothing. But it's just a little bit too small. But I got it. I got it in a set with this little dinky fry pan for $30 off of Amazon. Okay. And it came this way. Okay. This was the little kit. It's too small. It's been a little bit annoying. Okay. Yeah, 2 eggs fit in here. You can see it's like scorched and whatever. Like who cares? But I got it because I already had this little charcoal stove. Okay. It's a grill, charcoal wood grill thing. And a can of the chafing dish sterno fuel can go in here. And the little grill grate goes on the top, right? And this stuff fits. And there's still an air hole all the way around. Can you see that air hole all the way around? So I was able to use it with the sterno and with my other thing. And then I have cooked a hamburger on here, but it's kind of like, I don't know why I did that, right? But it worked. But I was trying to make sure that my pot could fit inside. I was trying to make a kit that it could fit inside when I wanted to travel with it. So I did this, but it's too small. Every time I turned around, there was a second person and I was going to like offer them to eat with me. And it was like, yeah, but wait a minute, I have to make you a separate food. This is just the right size for a can of, comes to right about here, a can of Amy's chili. Comes just about that high. But if I want to add frozen ground turkey to it, I don't have enough space. I have to make half a can of chili if I want to do that. So, and the little fry pan one didn't fit down inside. So I was trying to make a kit that would be really tiny to carry. But anyways, so I had to put the fry pan on the bottom of this and this pan in the middle. And then I could put things on top. It kind of worked. But it didn't quite do what I wanted it to. It was okay. And it slides around. But that's just putting it together as a kit. You know, because I wanted everything to fit in a certain amount of space. Oh, and I had these, still have, the 2 of the Walmart silicone cups. They do kind of fit inside, right? It's a little tight, but they kind of fit inside. And so I could put a lot of stuff in here, but it wasn't perfect. It kind of worked. It wasn't perfect. But that's why I tell you guys that I'm a stove geek, because, you know, I do these things. And then I wanted it to be, you know, teeny weeny, and it is. So then I had this Harbor Freight little canvas tool bag. They're $6. And so that pot fits halfway in. And then I could put a whole mess of cans of fuel in the side and extra stuff. You know, the lighter, that's a Coughlin's can opener. That's also a spoon. Yeah. So I've done, you know, but that's why I say I'm a stove geek, you know, but I'll be simplifying all of this. Yes, it's nice stuff, but That little pan was annoying to me a couple of times that I couldn't like. I wanted to make more soup when I was sick. I wanted to make about 3 times that pot of soup. That was really annoying. So I'm gonna take my. I wanted to boil a big amount of water more than once, like for a big bath, and I could do that with either my thermal pot or with my Kelly kettle. Kelly kettle, though, the sticks in Colorado, using the sticks to boil a Kelly kettle with, I don't even have to buy fuel or anything. That's just a dream. So that's going to go. And the thermal pot was the right size for making uh, food at breakfast, and then later on being able to. Okay, come on, thing. And then later on being able to. Yes, baking. Yes, I can have bubbly water. And I can have, yes, you can have bubbly water camping. What am I supposed to? Backup cartridge. Oh yeah, some people like those soda streams. I'm not a big, but whatever. Okay. Yeah. So what was the question again? Baking using these pans. Yes. Actually, I had an experiment I was going to do last week, but I decided to wait because I didn't feel good. So I've stepped away from the camera. I know. Hang on. I'm reaching for something. So you can hear me clinking dishes. I know. All right. GSI bowl. How big is it? It doesn't say. Anyways, it's a bowl. It's an enamel bowl. Okay. So, and this is Snow Peak. Sierra mug. This is a large Sierra mug. It doesn't say what size it is, but I think it's a 750 milliliter, but I'm not 100% sure. The key is not how much depth it holds. The key is how well does it fit one on top of the other at some stage, right? So when you want to bake, the key to baking is that you want warm air all the way around the food that you're baking. So there's a couple of ways to do this. A long, long time ago in a land far, far away, we used to use tin cans to make such things as bread. Like in New England, it was nothing to make brown bread, and it's just steamed bread. There's also like plum pudding is a steamed pudding. So in comes silicone cups. Okay. All right. I have 2 of these silicone cups. Okay. Silicone cups can be all kinds of things. Imagine, if you will, it could be a lid. You can fold one down, have a, you can make it a lid this way, has a little bit of a space, or you can make a little lid this way because it will seal it, okay? You don't have to use the full size of this. You could pull it up. Okay, wait a minute. I can't quite do it. There we go. You could close one part of it, right? I can't make it stay. There we go. Okay, so you could close one part of it and make it short. Okay, you can also buy silicone like cupcake papers. Don't they don't have the wire in them like these things do. So these have a wire in the lip part, and that's what makes them a little bit stronger than like cupcake papers. But all right. So, for example, the bottom of my little grill, charcoal grill, has this little piece to hold charcoal off the bottom of the grill so that the ashes can fall down through. That's what makes charcoal do its best job. This fits the bottom of this pan. See? Well, you probably can't even see it, but it fits right in the bottom. So that would raise whatever you put in here about that far off the bottom, good inch off the bottom, okay? So you would put water in here, and then you could put your short cup, okay, and a lid, however you want to put the lid. This would be the easiest way to do it, right? Put the lid, and then this one fits on top even, well, okay. I don't like that way. But it would fit that way. Let's try the fry pan part. Okay. Now let's put the fry pan over the whole thing. Okay. Now you have an oven. Okay? And all you've done is you put water in the bottom and you keep the temperature underneath low enough that it just creates hot steam all the way around the stuff inside. So the water is going to nearly boil. It doesn't need to boil, just nearly boil. So it has bubbles, which create steam. And what you're going to find with this as the lid over the top of this stuff, okay? This lid's not tight. So what's going to happen is the steam's going to hit the top and it's going to drip out on the outside because there's a gap all the way around. So the water is going to drizzle off of this. So you're going to have to check it at about 20 minutes and see if you need to add more water. But that's an oven, and that's going to work. Now, if you don't want to steam bake and you just want to dry bake, you can do the same thing. You put your heat source. This is titanium. So you're not going to hurt the titanium, okay? The only thing that's going to get hurt in this case, nothing is going to get hurt. But the pot is going to get hot. So you're going to have your flame underneath of this, or put it over charcoal or over a campfire, and then put this lid on top. There's no water in it this time. And this time it's just going to dry bake, and that will work as well. Now, earlier this year, when I showed you that candle lantern I have, I was taking pancake mix. I'm trying to remember what the brand is. I was taking, what is the name of that pancake mix? Anyways, and I would mix the pancake mix up. I would oil this, put oil all in this, and get it a little warm on that candle thing first. And then I would oil this. I would put the pancake mix in here, and I would turn this upside down on here. It wasn't a perfect seal, but it's what I did. And then I would let this sit on top of that candelier thing I have, the Yuko 3 candle candelier. And it would bake as if it was a muffin. It was, what is the name? It's the pancake mix that keto. Oh, I can't think of the name of it. Oh, you guys will know it if you see it. It was a keto pancake mix, but I don't do it anymore because I have trouble with almond flour. And I couldn't tell for sure if it was blanched almond flour. And so I found that I was better off not doing it. So that's how I bake fake muffins over the candle. And this is not a perfect fit. Okay. So, but it's what I did and it works just fine. And I've used this as a lid over the bowl before. And then yeah, but think about it. An oven has a heating element on the top and a heating element on the bottom. The one on the top is your broiler. The one on the bottom is for baking. When you turn the heat on in an oven, in a regular stove, watch where the fire is. That's what you're recreating. If you want the top to get brown and you're near a campfire, it's easier with a campfire or charcoal. Then you put heat on the bottom for baking. But to make the top get brown, put a couple of charcoals or coals from the fire right on top. And if you've got titanium, it's not going to hurt it at all. So I do happen to love titanium. I wish I could afford to have more titanium pots, but I would certainly have larger ones. One, titanium heats super fast. So when I'm using heat sources that are unconventional and they don't heat as rapidly as other things, it uses less of my fuel to get my pots hot. And so I don't make some of the foods that you might be used to. I'm not boiling pasta. I can't eat pasta. So it's not like I'm not making dehydrated Mountain House meals. No offense to Mountain House. I like them as a company, but I can't eat their food. The ingredients they put in things would probably put me in the hospital or cause me to not be able to walk again, be paralyzed. So I don't do those things. So I hope in some way that that's been helpful. And yes, I'm willing to, whenever you guys are able to come camp around me, I will show you, experiment with these things so that y'all can do these things if you want. Anyways, but I'm getting tired. Oh, good Lord. Have I really been here 2 hours? I thought I wasn't even going to want to do this today because I'm tired. So y'all have a wonderful Sunday, wonderful week. We will be seeing you soon. Bye, Catherine. And yes, if you're able to camp with me between October 8th and October 18th-ish, send me an email in the subject line, put in all capital live-October camp. And we will talk soon. Ciao.